Okay? Part of a patent, when you write a patent, it has to be new and useful and not obvious.
Okay.
And in the patent, they ask you to present your idea in such a way that it can be made and brought to market by someone who has skills. They also ask for, this is your patent claims, but within the claims, which can cover a lot of things, what would be your best mode, they call it, best design to maximize the function of your product.
Sure.
The best design for me was the Mac Blade, video empowered with a camera in the distal region and a screen on the handle. Okay. That's my best mode.
Okay.
My patent covers, the key of the patent is camera means mounted on the blade in the vicinity of the distal end. That is why I got the patent, because the distal end is the key. If it's on the proximal end, it's not going to be seeing anything different from the eye. If it's on the distal end, you're going to be seeing up into the more difficult, intubation areas.
Sure.
Also, in the distal end, you're past the tongue. You don't ever have to worry about the tongue.
Correct.
Okay, so those two things is why I got the patent. So when McGrath came out with his Mac, I was very, very happy because Storz had a Mac, but Storz is a very expensive, wonderful product, but very expensive.
Correct.
When McGrath came out with his, I said, terrific. Now the basic design that I patented is now in the market, and it's a reasonable price. It seemed to me a little too small, a little too this, a little to that. When I saw these guys advertised, I said, I want to know more about them.
Does this blade fit on this handle?
No. Basically, if you're thinking about buying a video laryngoscope, maybe hold off until these guys come in because they have things that probably you're going to want. Technology, updated, it's modern technology, and all that.
Would you mind if I ask a related but unrelated question?
Absolutely.
So, does your patent include all video laryngoscopes? Like the glide scope?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
For writing it down before everybody else did. So
right. Wow. Absolutely. Well, it was not just writing it down, because a patent costs tens of thousands of dollars to get.
Yeah.
Because you got to do it right if you don't know what you're doing. Because right now I'm in federal court against these guys. I've had one settlement, but 3 of others are still. I'm in federal court against them because they're infringing.
Yeah.
And that becomes the whole business game and patent business game, which is very, very complicated.
I can only imagine.
And when an individual is going up against multiple multi-billion-dollar corporations with their lawyers, it's an interesting, no small thing. But yeah,
small thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are pretty clever. I mean, on the spectrum of things, I particularly like this one.
Good. I mean,
because it's light.
It's light. It's easy, and it gets the job done beautifully.
My biggest criticism of the McGrath when using it is that your hand is really, really, really close to the person's face. Interesting.
You
approximate really quickly.
Interesting.
At least on. So when your hand is here, maybe because I just hold my laryngoscope
a little bit low, yeah. Well, fair enough. A lot of people do. Yeah.
I think it's a leverage issue, but I find that if you hold it, your hand is like resting on the upper lip.
Right.
There's not a lot of space.
Gotcha.
So these look like they were a little bit bigger. So maybe to give you some more, your hand could be further away.
Early on, I designed exactly that, a condom that was totally surrounding with a clear area over the screen, because that is going to be the answer. Ultimately, you got to put it into a sack and use it that way.
Maybe the best thing to do is to come up with a company that just comes up with a sleeve for everybody. Just be the sleeve company.
Be the sleeve? Oh, I mean, everybody's going to be at your door. Everybody's going to be at your door.
We sell a sleeve for everything.
Yeah, we got your sleeve. We got yours here. We got a bank of sleeves.
I don't care who you own, who you use, but you're going to want.
It's true. You're right.
Our $3 sleeve covers everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, maybe I'll have to come up with that idea. Yeah.
Patented. In 1998, I got my patent. I got caught in the old world. The old world pre-2011, where there was a new patent law. Okay? The old world says that if I'm infringing, Verathon's infringing too.
Sure.
So I'm suing them in federal court. The first thing they do is they go back to the patent office to try and have the patent invalidated. They say, this patent should never have been granted. That gets rid of me as a problem.
Sure.
Okay. That's called part of a patent can't be obvious, right? And so what the Verathon claimed and Pentax claimed was that the patent shouldn't have been granted because there was prior art that wasn't considered by the patent office. And if there is prior art, then I shouldn't get the patent. If there's an identical patent 20 years earlier, then of course I shouldn't get the patent.
Makes sense.
The other part of that evaluation of whether a patent should be granted is called obviousness. If it's obvious, it shouldn't be granted. Obviousness for the patent office means this. If someone of ordinary skill in the art, that's say intubation, at the time of the invention, 1996 or 98, had seen this prior art and this prior art, they would have put the two together and said, my patent is obvious. Sometimes they just use two prior arts. Sometimes I was attacked with 6 prior arts, 5 patents and 1 publication, because it doesn't have to be patents only. It can be anything published.
Sure.
That can be used as
that
prior art.
Public,
right.
Prior art.
So I had my patent erased because the patent office agreed that if someone of ordinary skill in the art had seen these 6 patents, they would have put the patents together and found my patent obvious. Well, someone in the art is not going to, these 6 patents are a lot of patents to put together to say, oh, if I knew all that, then that would have been obvious.
Right.
Additionally, the publications, patents or just publications, are not just in English.
Right.
They can use Japanese, Russian, French, Slovakian. Any publication in any language, patent or not, can be used against you. And in fact, I was attacked with Japanese patents that had never been translated.
Hard for the average person to see.
Impossible. That law, which gave such an advantage to infringing manufacturers against
little guys,
impossible. I got caught by it, and I am fighting in the patent office to survive. And I have survived 5 fatal attacks against near fatal, yeah. But the first one was a 525-page merged attack with a law firm representing Pentax with their Japanese patents. That on their website they say we have 500 patent lawyers, and we are located headquarters across from the patent office, and we know KNOW, the examiners, on their website. Okay, so, but I won. And then the patent office came up with an attack of their own. Exactly that question. What do you do? When I put my response into the massive merge attack, the 2 companies that I'm suing but had not put in attacks called and said, okay, we want to settle. They read my response and they were sure that I was going to win. And one settled and the other was settling, and then the patent office came out with their response to my response, which was, your arguments were persuasive. However, we have found 2 other patents that reject your claims. Big surprise to these massive law firms that wanted to settle. both extremely experienced in specifically the niche. We responded to that, and we won. And the patent office said your arguments were fully considered and they were persuasive. However, we found 2 more patents that erases your patent. At this point, what the hell's going on? Because this is surprise times surprise, okay?
Sure.
And the patents that they used in this last attack were patents that I had discussed in detail in my original patent, that the original examiners never put together in a 103 combination attack, they being there at the time of invention.
Sure.
But now this examiner 14 years later is saying, yeah, I think that it would have been obvious. Bogus. Okay? This is unfortunately 500 patent lawyers, headquarters across the street from the patent office.
They're working on them.
They're working on them. Come on.
Hang in there.
Thank you.